Hello, welcome to Gespy Build Stuff. Yes, it's been a while since I released a new video. During the summer months I'm more busy with the outdoor activities, but now that the temperature is dropping again, I have time again for new build projects. But it will take a while before the first one is ready for a video. Before that happens, first a video about a very special product. If you, like me, are a big fan of Atari, you probably already know. But in August of this year, Atari made a big announcement. They were going to re-release an Atari 2600. You could pre-order it immediately, but delivery will start from November 17. And that date has passed now, so let's see what they delivered. The new Atari 2600 is named 2600 Plus. Unlike the variant flashback variants, this one plays only original 2600 cartridges. There are no built-in games, you must have real cartridges. That may also be 78 cartridges, because the 2600 Plus also plays these. Big difference with the old 2600 is that the 2600 Plus has an HDMI connection, so you can connect it to a modern TV. When I heard the news, I was still unsure whether this was something for me. After all, there are already plenty of options to play those old 2600 games. But as a true Atari fan, I couldn't resist the temptation. And unlike the Atari VCS, the 2600 Plus is sold worldwide. And bol.com is the exclusive dealer in the Netherlands. This week it finally happened. I received a message from Bol stating the package is on its way. And here it is. So let's go look inside. Hi! Nice packaging. Reminds me a bit of the Atari VCS 800 box. Let me grab that one. Now it's also clear why the VCS is not sold outside the US. On the 2600 Plus box, all descriptions are in 6 languages. On the VCS box, only in English. And on the back, a warning about something that is probably mandatory in several countries, and all kinds of logos, such as the CE marking for Europe, and this is probably needed for the UK and Canada. And these are all missing from the VCS box. And also there are only English descriptions. But the style of the packaging is mainly similar. But let's open this box. And here he is. With a nice plastic cover, which also can serve as a dust cover. Here we have the console itself. This will probably contain the joystick. Here a small quick guide. This box probably contains the cables. An HDMI cable, unfortunately not Atari branded. And a USB-C cable. Oh, this one is Atari branded. Unfortunately, no power brick. That is pretty much standard these days. Now let's open this. Oh yes, the 10-in-1 cartridge. We still have that too. Yeah, it comes in its own sleeve. Atari is doing that nicely these days with their new cartridges. And the joystick should be below this. Indeed, the joystick. Oh, well, that doesn't feel wrong. Let's have a look at the console. I think it looks really nice. Oh, those switches go a little stiff. I don't remember them being that stiff on the original. But the select and reset buttons work as smoothly as the original. On the back we see the joystick connections, together with the HDMI connection and the AB level switches. And the USB-C power connection and oh, that's an aspect ratio switch. Let's compare it with an original Atari 2600. I don't have a 4-switch model on which the 2600 is based on, but I do have a 6-switch model. The color of the wood front is slightly a different shade. And the original also seems slightly wider. Yes, those switches on the original do indeed operate a lot smoother, but that also could be because they are worn out over time. And of course the 2600 Plus is a lot smaller, about 80% smaller, about the size of an 2600 Junior. But again, it's not that small like a Mini, like this Atari Flashback X. And now the joystick. It's very stiff indeed. Let's compare it with the original. Mine doesn't have that orange ring. It's probably a later model. And yes, this is just as stiff as the new model. But I don't know if this is something nice though. If we compare it with the joystick of the flashback, that one is much smoother, but also a bit too sloppy, which is not nice either. And now the 10-in-1 cartridge. The cartridge has no game selection screen. The games are selected using dip switches on the back. The front shows which settings you should have for each game. The 2600 Plus also plays original cartridges. And these are the games I still have from when I was a kid. I stored the cartridges in special boxes. I cut the title and the pictures from the original box and put them in here. Okay, let's try playing some games now. All cables are connected. I will start with the 10-in-1 cartridge. The switches are all in the top position, so this means Adventure is selected. I turn it on and the Atari logo on the front lights up. The Atari logo appears on the screen. The game from the cartridge is now being copied to the RAM memory. And here we have the Adventure game. I have the aspect ratio set to widescreen. Let's see how this turns out. I didn't have this game myself before, but I had borrowed it from a friend for a while. And I played it a lot then, so let's see if I still remember how it goes. Here we have the sword. Back then I didn't know it was a sword. I thought more an arrow. Now let's look for the dragon, which I used to think it was Yellowbird, which in the Netherlands, by the way, is blue. Let's go with the key to the Black Castle. But now it's enough. Let's try another game. With the 2600 Plus, you can replace cartridges without turning the console off, something that was really not allowed with the original 2600. I changed the position of the dip switches, so Jar's Revenge should be selected. I put the cartridges back in, and the 2600 Plus sees another cartridge has been inserted and starts loading the game. The game starts, and here we have Jar's Revenge. Let's play it a bit. Too late. Now we try another game. I turned it off. Still have to get used to the fact that it's not necessary anymore. Now let's try Demon Attack. This is my favorite game. I really hope this game works on the 2600 Plus. Yeah. This way switching games takes a lot longer than with the original 2600. And here we have Demon Attack. Let's see if I can still play it. And first level clear. Great, it works. I heard there were some troubles with PAL versions of cartridges, but until now everything plays fine. The Atari 2600 does what it promises. But who is this console intended for? Let's see what other options there are for playing 2600 games. Starting with an original 2600. These can still be found on sites such as eBay. The big disadvantage is that this does not have HDMI, but must be connected to the TV via an RF cable. This usually does not give a good picture on modern TV, and sometimes it does not even give a picture at all. I modded my 2600 so it can be connected via composite video. But still, it's a more than 14-year-old device. Do you want to continue using it, or do we like to preserve it for later? Then we have the Atari flashbacks, such as this Flashback X. This does have an HDMI connection. There cannot be played any cartridges in this, but games are built in. This one has 120 games. It seems like a lot, but still a number of top games are missing. But you can add games yourself by connecting a USB drive to the USB port via an OTG cable. This makes the possibilities limitless, but it's also a bit of a hassle. Another option is to build something yourself with a Raspberry Pi. I, for example, have built a Raspberry Pi in the case of an Atari Flashback 1. I will link a video to this project below. You can install RetroPie on there, so that it can play not only Atari 2600, but also games from other Atari consoles. And recently we can also add the MyArcade Game Station Pro to the list. It can play games from the 2600, the 5200, the 7800 and the Atari Arcade. There are more than 100 games built in, and games can be added via an SD card. However, this is not yet available in Europe, or at least not yet in the Netherlands. But there are also solutions for playing 2600 games on the go, such as with this retro handheld console from Blaze. It has 60 games built in, but it also has an SD card, so you can add your games yourself. But you can also go for a Chinese retro handheld device. This is, for example, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. You can play all Atari 2600 games with this, but also games from other consoles. But you have to put them on yourself because there are no games built in. And finally we have the My Arcade Pocket Player Pro. About 100 Atari 2600 games are built in, but you cannot add games yourself. And this device is also not yet available in Europe. So, that were some other ways to play Atari 2600 games. There are of course more. For example, you can also load an Atari 2600 emulator on your PC. And I even modded my Nintendo SNES so I can play Atari games. But when would you choose for the Atari 2600 Plus? I think this unit is mainly intended for a few kind of people. Firstly, the Atari fans, who collect almost everything that has the Atari logo. They also already contain a collection of cartridges and are looking for a way to play them on modern hardware. And secondly, people who want to experience that nostalgic feeling of the past again. So when they sat for the TV and plugged in physical cartridges and then played for hours. And then you have people who still have a number of cartridges from the past and who wants to be able to play them on a modern TV. If you don't feel you are one of those, but you just want to play Atari 2600 games, then the other solutions are probably better for you. In any case, I'm very satisfied with my Atari 2600 Plus. But I see myself falling into both the first and the second category of people. And this brings us to the end of this video. Then I would like to ask you to like and subscribe this video and channel. That will really help me making more videos like this. So, until the next time, bye!